Hello, everyone. Oh, you're already waiting for me. Great. I'm very excited to be here today. And thank you for joining us once again on this live webinar. Yeah, we're live and I'm right here in the city of Lagos. So I'm super excited to have every one of us here. Yeah, as you are coming in, you want to, as usual, tell us your name. Oh, Adewale. Wow, Adewale have posted something here. You want to tell us your name and where you are joining us from. So Adewale, where are you joining us from? So if you are joining us from Akwa Ibom, you put your name there as Ufonobong from Akwa Ibom. If you are joining us from Kaduna, yes, Joseph from Zaria, welcome. Yeah, I'm also glad to be here. I'm super glad to be here to join you. So how many, who do we have in the house? Yeah, I can see quite a number of us in the house. Please introduce yourself and tell us where you are joining us from. And then we can kickstart today's webinar. So who else is in the house? Adewale, where are you joining us from? Okay, Amos from Lagos. Okay, Niyi from Lagos. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Super excited to be here. Tell us where you are joining us from, your name and where you are joining us from. And then we will start immediately. Bukola from Lagos, welcome. Yeah, Bamikole, thank you for joining from Lagos. Yeah, Gabe from Lagos. It's only Lagos people we have here. Yeah, David from Lagos, thank you for joining. Oh, okay, Ola from Ilorin. Thank you, Ola, for breaking the flow. How is Ilorin today? I can speak for the Lagos people that Lagos is calm and cool. Elizabeth, welcome from Lagos. I'm super excited to be here. Grace from Lagos, wow. So, where are my Kano friends? Madugiri, Sokoto, Zamfara, where are you? Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome, everyone. So, this is part 2 of our seminar, Esther from Ogun. Yeah, which part of Ogun? Yeah, Abiodun, good evening and welcome. Thank you, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. So before we start, if you can hear me, I want you to say, yes, I can hear you. Adenike, I acknowledge you. You're welcome. Adenike from Lagos. So if you can hear me, say, yes, I can hear you. So I can know that I'm not speaking to myself. So yes, I can hear you. Shagamu. Oh, all right. Hi, Shagamu today. Ilorin is calm. That's good. Cool and cold. That's beautiful. All right, Abiodun, thank you for that feedback. That means you can hear me very well. Yeah, Esther. Okay. Yeah, Denike, thank you for that feedback. Olubukola, thank you for that feedback. Yeah, Esther, thank you. So that means everyone is hearing me. Now, I'll be sharing my screen and we'll go to today's presentation. All right, if you can see my screen, say, yes, I can see your screen. I can see your screen. So please let me know so that we know that we are together. Yeah, thank you, Esther. You can hear me clearly. All right. Sanusi Ahmed, thank you. You can hear me. So if you can see my screen, Joseph from Zaria, Kaduna, welcome. Oh, yeah, Zamfara. Sanusi, welcome from Zamfara. Yeah. Ogunsono, Rotimi from Lagos, welcome. Yeah, Michael, you can see my screen. Thank you very much, Adenike. All right, that's good. So welcome to the webinar, question and answer. Why Oh, I'm back. Sorry, my internet acted up. I'm glad I'm back. Okay, yeah, I lost connection. So, Grace, please, if you can hear me, say yes, I can hear you, and so that I can be sure that I am back here. Yeah, if you can hear me, say yes, I can hear you. Yeah, you lost connection. Yes, I can see you. Is that the latest from Joseph? I lost your connection. Yes, I'm back. So please let me know if you are. Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you very much. So let's save time and let's just start today's presentation. Okay. Yes, we are doing the part two. We've done the part one. In our previous webinar, we were able to answer some of the tough questions that students are having difficulty in and that they sent to us on why they failed the ICAN exam and how to pass with ease, right? So we're able to share that. And so after that webinar that we did, a lot of questions were also coming in that we couldn't attend to. And after the webinar, a lot of people sent us questions. And so we decided to do part two of this and look at it from the different angle and scenario. So in this webinar, we are going to answer more questions from students and also answer lots of questions sent to us earlier. So just a brief introduction of myself. So my name remains Tayo Stephen. I'm the MD and CEO and founder of Starry Academy. He gave us a brief explanation of why we started this whole journey in our last webinar. So I'll just do a little more of that. We started in 2007, apparently out of the desire to want to see people succeed. Yes, I used to do private coaching for free for people. And in my church then, I used to encourage almost anyone I can find to come and do ICAN and to start. If you don't, instead of waiting for jam to jam you and jam you and jam you, I encourage them to start with ATS. But it wasn't actually ICAN I started with that time to encourage people to do. It was actually ACCA. And ACCA have what we call CAT. CAT, Certified Accounting Technician, which is more like ATS of ICAN, right? So to the glory of God, I think I can count almost 5 ACCA certified accountants that I've coached and mentored, right? So then in 2007, we started Starry Academy and we went into the CIX exam. Of course, I'm also a chartered stockbroker. And of course, you know that the stock market was booming that time and a lot of people wanted to become chartered stockbrokers. So we launched. So, but we started that also with the ACCA. And then I think somewhere in 2009 or thereabout, 2010, when we started the ICAN program. And we've since focused on ICAN because of the value it had. So I will answer the question later on, should I do ACCA or should I do ICAN? Now, I encourage everybody to do ICAN now, no longer ACCA. But if you are already doing ACCA, I encourage you to finish it. So over the years, we have derived a lot of joy and satisfaction by seeing a lot of people becoming chartered. So as at our last count, we have the highest success rate in ICAN across Nigeria, right? As at the last count. Because we do follow up with our students, we do monitor, and we cross-check that against the pass list. And when we take a percentage of the pass list, we see that the percentage that will come out gives us that position of having the highest success rate in Nigeria. All right, so if I'll just share with you some of a few testimony. So if the student in the following slide that I want to share with us, if they could pass the exam, then don't have any doubt that you yourself can pass this exam. All right, so just a moment. Okay, good. So this is Adekunle Olowu. Say, dear Starry Gold, first and foremost, I give all glory to the Almighty God for wisdom, knowledge, and divine favor to qualify this last diet. May his name be praised forever. So I want to sincerely thank the entire Starry Gold team for your love, help, assistance for this great success. I remember the first time I came to your office to buy 2 video lectures when I was in skill level. One of your team then advised me to buy FR and PM, which I did. And since then, you people have been following me up by sending messages to my email and Telegram, encouraging me not to give up, and most especially free tutorial classes on this platform, together with different strategy and method for me to pass. So that is what Adekunle sent us. And as you can see, this is a screenshot with his name there from our Telegram class. All right, to the left, to my left here, this is Opeyemi Affairs, right? Okay, no. Oh, Shafia, I hope I pronounced that right. Ahmed, he said, Alhamdulillah, I'm qualified. Thank you, Starry Gold, for your contribution towards this success. So I just selected some of these for us to see. Then Ayo here say, praise God, Jesus has done it. I am now a qualified chartered accountant. To my right here, this person, Adenike, no, Sunday Joseph, it says, advanced stars dusted. Glory be to God. Then here, Aderi Bigbe says, dear Starry Gold, you have been amazing carrying students along all through. Your encouragement here and reminder have contributed immensely to my success. May you continue to soar higher. Amen. Thanks once again. All right. So I open another page here. Hazan said here to God be the glory. I've finally qualified. Starry Gold Academy, thanks for giving me the opportunity to be part of the platform. And to my right here, Adegbenga, at last, after 6 attempts, he said he made it possible in his time. God's time is the best. I really appreciate Starry Gold for their effort and pilot classes. Kudos to Mr. Taiwo, now a chartered accountant. All the glory belongs to God. Oreope Lenumi, I mean, is that's a Yoruba word he typed there. That is, there's so much praise or so in my mouth to thank God. So I think I'll look at this. This is Aliu Abubakar. He said, Alhamdulillah, a favor from Allah. I can have just released its November 2021 results and I have qualified to be a chartered accountant. Now an associate chartered accountant waiting for induction. Then to my right here, Adeda Mola. Say all glory to God. I qualify. Thanks to Mr. Taiwo and Starry Gold for your invaluable contribution. Now, why are we sharing this? We're sharing this to let you know that There are people that have used our tested method and they have passed. And we keep emphasizing it. We have fine-tuned our method over the years. And we have fine-tuned them and fine-tuned them and to arrive at where we are today. So if you follow our methodology, you will pass your exam. So if you have any question for me, I want you to type them into the question box. If I have the time, I will go through them. If I don't have the time, we will pick all your questions and send the answer to you. Or if possible, we might do version 3.0. All right, so question and answer session on why students fail ICAN exam and what to do to pass this very diet. So if you are ready, say, I am ready. Are you ready? Please tell me I am ready so that I will know you are ready before I go on. Can you tell me? Oh, somebody says video still reconnecting, video season. Can you hear? Can hear you faintly. Wow. Just a moment. Let me check myself here. Oh, I'm live. Yeah, Esther says I'm ready. Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Abiodun Adenike. All right, Abib Adewale. Yeah, thank you very much. So please check your end. If you are not hearing me, it's very likely it's from your own end. So I go back to my slide I was sharing so that I can continue. I'm super, super excited. Now, the reason why I shared those testimony earlier on with us, this testimony here, the reason why I share them with us is because you see, when you see the journey that you want to follow, when you now see those who have successfully gone through it, you'll be encouraged, right? You'll be very encouraged that if Adekunle could pass, then so can I pass. This is what I used to do when I was preparing for the exam. If you didn't hear my story, you might need to watch our previous episode, right? I told us then that where I used to work that time, we'll have about 10 people that will go for the exam. That is before I started the ICAN exam. 10 people in that department will go for this exam and 10 people will come back, fail. All of them will fail. I used to be scared. So but then, like I told us, when I pick the past question and I read a past question, and then I also looked at the solution at the Pathfinder there, and I see that the solution is what I can understand. And I said, but if I put this down in the exam hall, I'm going to pass, isn't it? So, and I concluded that if just one person can do this exam and pass, then that person should be me. Now, let me give you my background. I wasn't an A student. No, I wasn't an A student. Like I said the last time, I did 8 years, right? And for me to qualify to do 8 years, I couldn't go straight to do the foundation then in 1990, I think 94 thereabout, if my memory doesn't fail me. I couldn't do foundation because I have not gotten my maths in my WAEC. So when I was in school, I got pass in maths, I got pass in English. So I have to redo my WAEC. And when I redo my WAEC in form of GCE, I still didn't pass maths. But I have to do GCE the second time, meaning doing WAEC, GCE the third time now before I could pass maths. So because for you to do foundation that time, because with your WAEC you could do foundation as at 1994. So because I couldn't, I didn't have my WAEC, by and large, I have to start with 8 years. 8 years allows you to start if you have pass, pass in maths and English then. So why am I saying that? I say that to tell you that I was an average student. So, but the technique that I developed then is what we have brought in and started implementing for a lot of our program, and it's working like magic, super magic to a lot of people that follow the simple formula. So that simple formula, you're going to hear a lot of them today. But before we go, let's start with this that I got. I saw this one on our Telegram class, and I decided to bring it here. It said I graduated 7 years ago, Someone was advising me that time to start writing ICAN, even if it means taking 1 or 2 paper per day. I never paid attention. Now I feel so frustrated doing what I should have done since, and it's stressing me out. Now, listen to that. That is 7 wasted years. 7 wasted years for this person. And another one that I saw said all his mates that started with them that time, that started with him that time, have all qualified. And by that time, he wasn't ready. Now, what does it really tell us? It tells us that whatever your genuine reason for not sitting for the exam and passing, 7 years from now, those genuine reasons will fade away. They will not hold water, because there are students that you are more intelligent than, that you are more brilliant than, that you even teach in class when you were in the university, or if you go for ICAN classes. But as of today, they have qualified. What happened? What did they do differently that you don't know about? So we'll be discussing that, right? So this person now is stressed out. And that leads me to the second point I want to say, that today, note that this next diet, if you register for this next diet, this is the easiest you will ever have it throughout your lifetime. I want to repeat that again. This is the easiest you can ever have it throughout your lifetime. So if you are a copper, for instance, this is the easiest life will get, right? If you are going to build a career, unless you are born with a silver spoon. Those that have life easy are those that have born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Like if you are Mohammed, you know the Mohammed that just did wedding in Kanu. If you are born into that family, the family of the royalty, the presidency, right? The wealthy, then what do you need ICAN for? You don't need ICAN. You super be successful without working for it. But if you don't fall into that class and category of people, then you are in our own group where we have to hustle, right? We have to fight for everything. Then this is the easiest you are going to have it. So if you are just finishing your youth service, start the exam. If you have gotten a job, great, start the exam. The job you have gotten, like I said previously in the previous episode, it's a blessing. Your job is a blessing. It's not a burden, right? Why? Because it pays for your upkeep, it pays for your rent, it pays for your transportation, it pays for every convenience that you are enjoying. So if your work is stressing you out, you've got to adopt a better technique and approach to pass this exam, right? Okay. Now, what could be the cause of failing the exam, even when you must have prepared very well? Yes. You can prepare very well for the exam and you can still fail. Yeah, you can still fail. There are many reasons that could happen. The first one is that you have to understand that the exam is not just testing you for your knowledge. The exam is not testing you just for how well you can answer the question. It's also testing you for speed, So if you're in the exam hall, remember the exam, some are 3 hours, right? You are given 3 hours to answer 100% of question. In some of the papers, you might choose between one or two. You might be allowed to choose between question, right? But overall, you are going for 100%. So in 3 hours, 3 hours means we have 180 minutes. 3 hours divided by 60 minutes, right? It gives us 180 minutes. So if you divide 180 minutes by 100 mark, it means that to get 1 mark, you should not spend more than 1 minute. It's 1.8 minutes in the exam. Therefore, if a question carries 10 marks, no matter how brilliant you are, don't spend more than 18 minutes on that question. I don't know if we get that point. If you get that point, say, yes, I get you. I want to be sure that we are together. So go in the comment box and say, yes, I'm with you, or yes, I get your point, and then I'll know you are with me. So yeah, I'm waiting for your response. If you get that point, that if there is a 10-mark question in the exam, right, you go into the exam, And the one you see a question that says 10 mark, right? 10 mark. Yes, I can hear you. No, that's what David is saying. I want to say, yes, the family in traffic. All right. Okay, so if just put there, I get your point. If in the exam, right, if there's if you have series of questions, just multiply the points that if the exam is say, if the question is say 10 mark, for instance, just multiply the mark by 1.8. So a 10 mark question will give us I'm not sure. Are you there? Are you hearing me? Let me just check to be sure that my connection is still working. Oh, yeah, my connection is working. That's good. All right, I'll be moving in and out because I don't want us to miss out. This place is silence. So if you are there, say yes, I get you. Please type I get you. Just so I will be sure. Yes, I get you. I want to be sure you are with me. Type in the chat. Yes, I get you. I'm waiting for your response. Yes, I get you. I just want to be sure we are together and you can hear me. Yes, I get you in the chat box. All right, nobody is typing anything. Can you really hear me? Yes, I get you. All right, thank you, Michael. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Adewale. Thank you, Israel. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, I needed that feedback just to be sure we are together. All right. So if the question is 5 mark, that means you shouldn't spend more than 9 minutes on that question. So there are many reasons you could fail. So we'll still do more on proper exam technique for each paper as we go along. Of course, we always do that during our live class towards the exam. So if you get our video lecture, you have archive of all our live classes that you can go and watch. What are the exam technique for each paper that you should use? So you could still fail the exam even if you were well prepared. I have failed exam that I was well prepared for because you go into the exam and because I didn't understand exam technique, that what ICAN is testing for is not only your knowledge, they're also testing for your time. They are testing for your speed. They are testing for your accuracy and all of that. I didn't know that. So, and I'll spend more time answering a particular question than is needed. So you shouldn't do that. All right. What is the 30 days study challenge about? Okay, I will attend to this later. What's the 30 days challenge about? Okay, that's a question that came in. The 30 days challenge, I will explain that before we end today. This person said I use ICAN Park and partner study, yet I fail. What approach can I use? Yes, in our last study, in our last episode, I did show us the ICAN Park. This is the ICAN Park, right? It is a very good park. It is the recommended park. But this is only if you have all the time in the world. If you don't have all the time in the world and you are doing self-study, then it is not ICAN Park that you should use. You should use ICAN Park as a backup. You should use video lectures. That's what I would recommend. So, because this ICAN Park, this is about 1,000 pages, precisely 986 pages. This is a course that will take you, if you were in the university, this is a course that will take you, just this one alone will take you either a semester. Part of what is in performance management will take you more than a semester to cover, right? The courses they will pick, if it was in the uni, are just a few of what you have here. So using ICAN Park is not the best strategy. It's not too early to start preparing for ICAN exam. The answer is no, it's never too early to start your preparation. Before you know, we are how many weeks? Just some weeks or months to the exam now. Before you know, it will become some days. it will become some days. And if you are on our platform, you know that once you have, is it 100 days to the exam, we'll start doing countdown for you. Why do we do that? Somebody said, you're always scaring me with this, your countdown. Yes, you see, if we don't alert you on time, you will think you have time. And before you know it, it's 3 days to the exam. You now find out that you have not covered much. So we will keep alerting you. That's part of the support that we give to you. So it is never too early to start your preparation now. So that's what I would say. I don't know if I should write ICAN exam this day because I work from Monday to Sunday. Wow. This person work from Monday to Sunday. Like I have said before, right? Your job is a blessing, right? Your job is a blessing. A lot of people are waiting outside to take that job from you. So, should you write this diet? The answer is yes. You work Monday to Sunday, yes. Nothing is bad with that as well. But obviously, you can't go for physical lectures. So, what should you do? Use video lecture. You see, the video lecture is the method that will help you cover the entire syllabus. Even if you work Monday to Sunday, you can cover the entire syllabus of the paper you want to sit for. Now, how many papers should you sit for? For this student, I don't know the level this student is doing, whether it's foundation, whether it's skill level, whether it's professional level, any of the level. Don't attempt to do more than 2 papers. If you work Monday to Sunday, don't attempt to do more than 2 papers. And if it is only one you are comfortable with, do just 1 paper, but don't skip the diet. I gave an illustration the last time. When you skip the diet, right, your momentum will go down, right? By the time, who told you that next diet you will have time? I remember some student that put off doing 2019 November diet. They said the next year, which was 2020, ICAN was planning to do 3 diets that time. So they were planning to do March diet, July diet, and I think November diet, right? But what happened? COVID struck. So the person that should have done 2019 November diet and qualified delayed. And then COVID struck. When COVID struck, what happened? People lost their job. So a lot of people couldn't now even write the exam because they don't have the money. So today is what you have. That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't plan and bank against tomorrow that is not in your hand. Who told you that you will not be promoted before next diet, and therefore you will not even have more time, because promotion means more work, right? And that's for those of you that pray for promotion. Oh God, promote me. I want to get promotion. Promotion simply means more work. It means that you'll be given more tasks to do. Yes, they may give you a benefit like more salary. They may give you a car, another benefit. But promotion actually means more and more work. So don't skip this diet. And stay tuned. We'll tell you what to do, but at least do 1 paper, right? I need strong motivation to write the exam. How do I get motivated? Wow, this is impressive. Yeah, the motivation when I was doing the exam, right? Where I was working then, I started working full time in 1992, and where I was working then, right? I joined there as a messenger. You see, a tea boy. I used to serve tea in the office. So, and that's from where I was serving tea. Like I said earlier, a lot of people in the account department will go for this exam, and all of them will fail. Now, just be amused that all these people that are going for the exam are failing. This ICAN must be tough. This ICAN must be tough. Until I was advised to go and do ICAN. I couldn't believe it. I shared the story in our last episode, which I won't want to repeat here. So if you miss it, go and watch that story. Go and watch the last episode. Now, but one of the things that happened to me that I didn't share in that one that I want to share now was that there was this guy in our IT department that just got promoted to supervision level. So he became a supervisor. So I went to him and I asked him that, sorry, when did you join this company? He told me he joined 5 years ago. And I said, okay, what did you join with? He said he joined with his school side, but he started doing part-time program in IT certification. And before you know it, he was getting certified and he got promoted. So I now calculated in my head. I said, okay, if I will do this ICAN, I should qualify by the age within 5 years. And by that time, I think I was age 20 in 1992. Yes, I said I should qualify. If I am to do this exam, I should qualify within 5 years. That was the time what I told myself, and that means before age by when I'm age 25. Of course, that was what came to my head then, but I didn't start the exam until I think 1994, right? But then because I set a finish date, right, I missed it by 6 months. By 1997 November diet, I qualified, right? I've also shared with us where I failed. It wasn't that I was passing every diet, but I never skipped any diet. So, but what was the motivation? When I saw that if I can qualify there, I will get promoted, just like the guy that was promoted that I saw. That was my motivation. And that thing drove me and overdrove me. I didn't have anybody to encourage me and say, do every diet. I just knew I won't miss any diet, right? So that was my motivation. So you have to find a strong motivation. For you, it might be that you want to get married before you get qualified. Then, and if you already have a fiancé or a fiancé that you want to get married to, then that would be a motivation because you keep that person waiting, right? You keep somebody waiting for you. So look for a motivation that will push you over the edge. Is ICAN, that's the next question. Is the ICAN 10-year rule still valid? Yes, this question was asked in our last episode. The answer is no. The 10-year rule is no longer valid, but there's something that is now valid. What was the 10-year rule? The 10-year rule had it that if you register with ICAN, you have 20 diets or 10 years to qualify. If you don't qualify, you will start afresh again. And then, but they have invalidated that and replaced it with the 5-year rule. The 5-year rule applied to only professional level. So if you are in the professional level and you have done the exam and you have gotten credit in any paper, you know, there's a credit system the ICAN is using, which wasn't there when I was doing the exam. And that, yes, and that accounts for why 10 people will go and do the exam and 10 people will fail, because you must sit for all the papers in the level as at that time. And if you fail one and had what we call double star, right, then you will have to repeat all the one that you passed. So that's why I said in our last episode that ICAN is easier to pass now than previously. Not because the questions are easy, but because no matter what, if you sit for 4 papers or 5 papers and you pass 2, they will credit you. So, but if you are in the professional level and you pass, if you are in the professional level and you pass 4 papers, right? And within 5 years, you didn't pass the existing one, right? And 5 years lapse, then you are going to repeat the professional level afresh. If you get that explanation, please say, I get it in the chat box. I just want to be sure I explained that very well. Type there, I get you. I get you. So I will know you got me. I got you. Just put, I got you. So the 5-year rule, the 10-year rule have been invalidated. It no longer exists, right? But there's now a 5-year rule that applies to the professional level. That 5-year rule simply mean, please type, I get you. I want to be sure you are there with me. So let me go back and be sure I am connected, right? Let me be sure I'm still connected. Yes, I'm still here. I'm connected. All right. So please type in the chat box, I got you, if you understood the explanation. Thank you, Joseph. All right. So I'm going to continue sharing my slide. All right. So the professional level is the only one now that have 5-year rule, which means you have 10 diets to qualify. If you don't qualify within 10 diets, when you have passed at least 1 paper in the professional level, then you will lose all the papers that you have been credited with. You will start the professional level afresh. So that's what the 5-year rule stands for. All right, thank you very much for those of us that responded. I don't always have time to finish a question in the exam hall. Too much to write and too little time available. All right, my video, I say video still reconnecting. Wow. You might need to uh, please check your slide. I mean, no, not your slide. Mine is connected here. So I've just checked to be sure I'm still here. Stop sharing. I'm just going back. Yes, I'm here. Yes. Thank you very much, Ayodele. So please try and refresh if you are not following. I've just checked myself and I'm connected. So let me go back and share my slide again. All right, this person says, I don't always have time. I have too much to write. Well, you may not. This is where exam techniques come in. I've already explained earlier the how you should divide 180 minutes by 180 minutes by 100, which means you should not spend more than 18 minutes for any 10 mark question. So if they also note that you have to spend more for a 20 mark question than a 10 mark question, you have to spend more time. So you need to check your exam technique. The exam is not about having 100%. Nobody cares except those who want to be prize winner. I never was a prize winner. I never was a prize winner. Being a prize winner is a good goal to achieve, right? But remember that you need to attempt all the questions. So if you are to answer 4 questions and you spend so much time answering 2, you might still fail the exam, right? So if there's so much, too little time to write because you have studied so much, then apply exam technique. I'm a worker in my church and I hold a very important role in the church. How can I abandon God's work because of exams? So this is a question that somebody sent to us. Well, more like accusatory. I'll share my experience here. When I started at TS1, right? Remember, there was no internet that time in 1994. There was no internet as we have it now. There was no internet, right? So you have to go for physical classes or you have to study on your own. And remember, I'm an average student. There's no way I could study on my own. Remember, I also said that I wasn't good in maths, right? So there's this course statistics in the TS1 that time. So I would go to, we used to have it on Sunday morning by 8 o'clock. By Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, I will be in the church. And then when we close by around 11, I'll rush down to the lecture center. Of course, I missed statistics almost throughout the diet. And of course, I failed the exam. When I failed the exam, something now told me that, look, if you have passed the exam, you would have glorified God more. So cut off church work for now, because you'll be more relevant to your church and to God and to your society as a chartered accountant than if you are not chartered. That's the thing that something told me that, and I stick to that. And then I stopped my church work. I stopped everything I was doing in the church. Of course, my leaders weren't happy about that, but I had to explain to them that, look, I believe God understands. So, of course, am I now more useful or I'm not useful? If I'm to pay tithe in the church, I'll pay a higher tithe than if I wasn't chartered, right? Right? And now I can inspire others to become as chartered as I am, just like I said at the beginning of this webinar. I'm now a source of inspiration. So which means I can do better work for God, right? By being chartered. So that's all I'll say to you. You are not abandoning God's work, right? If you put your effort into this exam and you pass. Because 10 years down the line, you will be regretting like the other person who feel 7 years ago he should have been studying and doing this exam. But don't let it become a regret. Go explain to your pastors, train somebody else that can take over your task. And if you are a Muslim, go explain to your imam and put your effort to this exam and pass. So this is another one. I'm too tired to write this diet because I failed the exam 3 times now. I want to skip this diet and rest. Any advice for me? I've said that before. There's no point skipping. When I failed the exam, I changed my strategy. I stopped going to church. I stopped going to church even on Sunday, right? And luckily for us then, where we used to get lectures, there was morning fellowship before the lecture. So I will attend that one, right? Before I go for classes. But if it will clash, I will drop it. And luckily, there are online services for church today. And so you can attend the online one. And if it clash with lectures or study, please put it aside, right? Put it aside. So the advice I would say is that don't skip any diet. Even if it is one paper, do it, but change your strategy. When you've done the exam 3 times and you fail, it means that there's something you are doing wrong, right? And if you keep doing the same thing over and over and you expect a different outcome, so one philosopher said that's the definition of insanity. Insanity, that's not to insult your intelligence. No, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. But you see, if you are doing something over and over and you are not getting results, change. And what should you change to? Change and start using video lecture. This person say, I always feel tired whenever I want to read or study for the exam. Please help me. Right? Yes, I used to have that problem when I was preparing for the exam. Yes, I was staying alone that time. And I would sleep. I'll be on the bed, right? Trying to read. When I come back from work, I'll be reading. And before I know, the book will be reading me. I don't know if you understand what that means. When you have slept off, right? So what I used to do is that I decided, I wasn't married that time. I decided I won't be staying at home. So I went then to Yaba Tech. I have a friend in the Yaba Tech. I said I'll be staying in the school environment. So when I have to study, I'll go to the class and I'll be reading. So, but sometimes I want to sleep, I'll sleep, and because you know the wood there, the desks are very uncomfortable. It will make me uncomfortable, and then something will tell me, "Did you leave home to come and sleep here?" And then I'll stand up and read. That was how I could motivate myself that time, right? So you could try that. But there's something we have also done. You want to study, right? You want to read, and you just feel tired. Now, make sure you rest first. Take a nap. If you have worked a whole full day, take a nap. A nap here means just put your head on the table and rest. Don't start doing social media or anything. Rest for minimum of 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Don't read, don't do anything. When you close your eye and just relax, after a while, you start breathing deeply. You start breathing in deeply. That means you are getting refreshed. And sometimes you might sleep off. When you sleep off and you wake up, you find out that you are refreshed. Then start reading. If when you wake up and you find out that you are still feeling tired, then if you get a video lecture in our welcome pack, like I said in our previous episode, we contacted a fitness expert. The kind of exercises you need to do that will send energy to your brain and make you alert. We paid him and he did that exercise and we put it there. So if you already have a video lecture and you don't have that, please chat with our admin. It will be sent to you for free, right? So, and take note of this. When you wake up in the morning and you want to be agile and active for the rest of the day, do up to 15-minute exercise. Either do the one that is in our study, this thing, our welcome pack that we have done and given to you as for free if you get the video lecture, or stand up and jog within the house, or do skipping. Get a rope and skip 50 times until you'll be breathing tirelessly. I tell you, what happens is that blood will flow through your body quicker and energy will flow to your brain. You will now be alert. So try and do that. So if you're always tired, it's not because witches and wizards in your village are trying to make you tired. It's just the way the body is, right? You have to manage your energy level, right? So that's a help I can render. If you have questions, I'm going to check through here to see if there are any questions for me before I go. All right, let me stop sharing my screen so that I can check if there are any questions here. All right, this person says, Mbase, I'm a minister of God, a pastor. When I finished from school in the early 90s, there was no ICAN study center and an exam center. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether, yeah, there was no study center in this area. There was no ICAN center. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we started the technology. We came up with this technology, right? The people that are in Maduguri now, where the terrorists, particularly a lot of cities in the north, where the terrorists are terrorizing our citizens, right? It's very dangerous to go for lectures because you may not come back. So, but I'm happy to let you know that we have had people who got qualified from Maduguri just using our video lecture. So that's why we developed it and did a lot. We provide all the support we are giving, right? We don't just say buy a video lecture and go and sit down. No, we want you to pass because your success is our success. When you pass, we derive joy and fulfillment and satisfaction from your success, right? We derive satisfaction from that. So I don't know whether this Pastor Mba Madueke, I don't know whether you have now qualified. If you have, good. And if you haven't, please, like somebody say, I'm too old to do the exam. No, you are not too old. You are not too old to do the exam. Oh, okay. Say there was no ICAN center. Yes, I get your point. Okay. Oh, thanks for coming in. Thank you, Pastor Maduke. He said, when I finished in 1990, oh, thank you very much for coming in into the platform to grace the occasion as a minister of God. Thank you very, very much. I feel honored seeing that you have qualified and you are here. All right, Lawrence, please, the video is not playing on my phone. Yeah, if you have any support issue, right, I won't be able to address them here. Please, get in touch with our admin. Tomorrow, we will resolve them, right? So we're super, super excited to resolve any support issue. If you have gotten a video lecture, if you're having any issue whatsoever, it will be our pleasure to resolve them. All right, this person, Adewale, says, my question, November 2021, that will be the third time I've been writing PM. I bought the video lecture some years ago. I read extensively and very hard, making sure that I always complete the video lecture and question and answer twice before the exam. Having done this, I printed and solved questions in the members area. I also treated some past questions in the ICAN Pathfinder with reference to relevant books. I failed PM twice, denying me the opportunity to move to professional level. Please, what strategy should I employ to pass this coming diet? Your advice is appreciated. Now, this person said he bought a video lecture. If I read it clearly, he said about some years ago. Now, this is a problem. And if you are on this call and you have gotten a video, the person that bought a video in 2014, right? You are using the old video, right? Remember, I can have changed their syllabus. Sometimes we contact people and say, look, updates. Some people got it in 2018. They've already improved the syllabus, right? And we have updated them. Every diet, we update them. Every diet, we add the past questions. So if you have the old one, please contact us and update. What you are going to pay is just very small money. Of course, we pay lecturers, all the lecturers are supporting us on the platform. We are paying them every diet. So if you bought the video once, we don't come back and charge you for anything until you qualify or until you pass that level, right? But we keep paying lecturer every diet. This is where we are uniquely different from other tuition centers. If you go for a physical class, for instance, and you pay for your lectures, right? And you are unable to attend, or even if you attend, you want to go back for a revision, you have to pay for that. We don't charge anything. Even our revision classes, we don't charge. We don't charge additional fee. And in fact, if you don't even have our video lecture, we give you our platform for free. There are those who said, I will only follow your platform because I don't have the money to buy your video lecture. Yes, some of them come back and give us testimony that I was on your Telegram class And that's all I used and I passed, right? We share in that joy. But remember that while you used it and you didn't pay us anything, we pay lecturers to be on that platform, right? Every diet. And we have been doing that since inception, since 2012 or thereabout, that we go fully live on digital training, right? When we close down our physical classes. By then, we're running physical classes, paying lecturer, running digital classes, paying lecturer, but we have to shut down the physical class because we found out that the digital option is better. So for Adewale, please get the updates and repeat this thing you have done. The reason why we say you should get the updates is that this is the way it works for ICAN. If a particular question, a lot of students fail that question in that diet, right? Or they didn't attempt it or they avoid it, ICAN will likely repeat it. And what do? We pick that question and solve them and add them into the video lecture by updating and upgrading it. So if you don't have that upgrade, right, you are most likely going to miss it. And let me be very honest with you. There are usually errors inside the pathfinders. Yeah. If you are using the pathfinders, remember there is a disclaimer clause that I can always put there. We always discover error one way or the other. And that we will correct those errors and give the right solution. So if when we are updating our video, so Adewale, please get in touch. So let me just look through if there's any other one. I have the issue of forgetting. However, I understand what I'm being taught when I do. Yeah, this person said I have the problem of forgetting. Yes, some students do have that. If you get in touch with us, we'll give you a course on memory, right? How to enhance your memory, how to boost your memory power. So what makes you forget is very easy. You see, when you are learning, you have to learn under two moods. There are two things that makes us learn and retain. One is pain, the other one is pleasure. So make sure that there's a cool jazz or a music that doesn't have lyrics playing in the underground that can calm your nerves, that can associate your study with pleasure, right? You will remember quickly. Of course, Jim Quick, if you go on YouTube, you will see his videos there, Jim Quick. And if you contact us, we'll give you his training process so that you can remember things, such that anything that happened 3 weeks ago, you can remember. I have a technique when I want to remember things. I make sure I associate it with something I've done in the past, a pleasurable thing, or I make sure I try to relate it with an experience that I've gotten. So, but get in touch with us. We'll make that available for you. Let me see if there's any other question here. Yep. Hello, Tayo. That's from Joseph. So I'll be writing May 20. I'll be writing this desired exam by the grace of God. My consigned video lecture, since the new syllabus will be in effect in the next diet with the current video based on syllabus for 2021. That is my reservation and why I am reluctant to buy the video. Okay. This person is concerned that if he gets the video lecture, he's going to write next diet. They will change the syllabus and so on and so forth. Well, we always update them, like I said. As soon as there's a change in syllabus, we get the syllabus and we record them. Now, remember that ICAN new pack hasn't come out, but the latest pack, we pick this pack, right? We pick this pack. We pick all the questions in this pack and we solve them and we put them inside the video lecture. You get that for free. Remember that they pick questions here, right? And the solution to those questions is not in the pack. They call them revision, right? We pick the pack, we solve all the questions, we put it in the video lectures. They are there for free. It is practically impossible to fail the exam if you use the video lecture the way we have prescribed, right? So, Joseph, to allay your fear, please go ahead and start your preparation. And if there are any addition, remember you don't need 100% to pass the exam, unless I can change the syllabus completely. For instance, there's no performance management. ICAN cannot change the syllabus in performance management 100% because there's no new invention in performance management that will necessitate that. They are only going to add new topics. And as they add those new topics, we add them to our video lecture. All right. I think I've answered that. Damilola, I've also answered your case. Gun, Nobi, you have not answered my question in case study. I don't know what that question is. Damilola, I prepared for 5 questions effectively for 8 months. I was able to pass 2. Well, I don't know. Yeah, you didn't finish your question, Damilola. So, yeah, if you pass 2, then you want to know how to prepare for the other one. Then start solving just past questions before the exam. That's what you should concentrate on, right? Yeah, I'm just looking through here. Which other question can I see? I guess I've answered the question that I can see here. I can't see any other question. So I'll wrap up my presentation in the next 5 minutes. What are the methodology that you should use, right? I'm wrapping up now. I'm sharing my screen again. So back to my screen. All right, back to my screen. I've answered your question. So in conclusion, what is the standard way any student can use, anyone can use to pass the ICAN exam? Even if that person is writing the exam for the first time, what is the standard way you can use to easily pass? Even if you don't have accounting background, you are not even an accounting graduate, and even if you don't have much time to study for this exam and you are very, very busy, what is the standard way? See it here on my screen. 30 days blueprints, the 30-day study challenge, the video lecture, the online Telegram class, the weekly question and answer in the member area, and mock. This is the standard way to pass the exam. I will explain briefly. So how does the 30 days blueprint work? Now, the 30 days blueprint means we pick everything in PM, for instance, right? Everything here in the ICAN pack, for instance, that you're expected to cover, we break it into 30 days. But let me give you an explanation, right? I explained this in the previous episode that we did, that research had it that when you go for physical class and you spend 8 hours there, right? If you do self-study, you can cut the number of what you will cover by half, which means you are studying on your own, you will cut that 8 hours to 4 hours. What will take you 8 hours to get in class, you will get it in 4 hours. And why is that? You know, in class, they will tell you about the next election. If somebody come into the class, the lecturer will have to pause. Sometimes you stand up and stretch. Sometimes there's a lot of time wasting sometimes, right? And sometimes somebody else will drag the whole class back. And then, I used to do that when I was attending physical class, when I was preparing for my exam. The lecturer cannot ignore me and go forward, right? I will ask a question and ask. Sometimes our lecture used to close by 10 p.m. We are supposed to close by 9, but because I'm asking questions and the lecturer have to re-explain and explain, sometimes 10 p.m. We are still in the lecture room, right? On Saturdays or Sundays, and sometimes weekdays. But that was quite exhaustive. So what we have done is to, yes, I explained that in the class, it will take you, what will take you 8 hours will take you 4 hours if you are doing self-study. But what about if you are studying on your own, if you are using video lecture? What will take you 8 hours in the class will take you 2 hours when you are using video lecture. Now, if you use that as a comparison, right? So we divided our video into 30 days for each papers. So if you are doing 4 papers, you put in average of 4 hours per day. So if you are very busy, you don't have time, do 2 papers or do 1 paper. So we divided them into 30 days and then we throw that into a challenge, 30 days challenge, which some of you have signed up, which we are starting very soon, right? If you have signed up, you are going to get a notice from us, right? So every day we will alert you on the topic you should go through. Just study it. Just go through the video lecture. Even if you don't understand it, write down what you don't understand in it, and then come to class and ask the lecturer, right? On the Telegram class, right? Then day 2, we'll throw the challenge again. Day 3 until 30 days. That's how the blueprint works. How does the video lecture work? I've already explained that the video lecture works on Android and Windows device. So if you have mobile devices like Android or tablet, it will work on it. So all the lectures have been pre-recorded. Not only the lectures, all the past questions since 2014 are being recorded and added, right? Then all the questions in the ICAN pack have been recorded and added, right? If you go through that, you can't fail. You can't fail the exam. So all you need is a 30 days blueprint, a video lecture, a Telegram class, a weekly question and answer. Yes, on the Telegram class, we throw in our lecturers also pick question and answer, question and weekly question and give us assignment. Of course, the solution are also provided in the member area. So and those questions are not, they go and research it. We don't allow them to repeat any question, any diet. Remember that no lecturer, no examiner manufacture question. They all go out either into ACCA material or CIMA or textbooks to search for question, right? We encourage our lecturer to search for question. And most time, this question they search for, students tell us that, yes, we treated this in class and it came out in the exam. It simply means the lecturer and the examiner search the same textbook to get those questions without knowing each other, right? Remember that it's very hard to set questions. So examiners don't necessarily invent questions. They just pick a question and modify it, right? So then we do our mock exam twice, mid-diet and final mock. So we do that. Once you get the video lecture, all these are yours for free. If you don't have the video lecture, the Telegram class is available for you. The blueprint is for free. The Telegram class is there. The weekly question is there on the Telegram class. They are all there for free. The mock exam is free. Our live classes where we run Facebook Live before the exam, they are all free, right? So we come to the end of this presentation. So, but I'll still check. If you want to get the video lecture, you call or chat this number on the screen, and then our team will get back to you. If you call and nobody pick, it means that, yeah, we've closed for the day. We'll definitely call you back. But if you send a text message or a WhatsApp, we will definitely respond to that. What can I do to, that is Egunobi. I hope I pronounce your name well. Pardon me if I did it. So I'm just reading your question here. He said, what can I do to pass CS? I've written for 4 times and I failed. I don't know what next to do since I have no access to my script to know where my mistake came from. Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you have a video lecture, please go through it twice before the exam. If you don't have, please go and get it. Let me tell you for case study is so peculiar. It is the only exam that doesn't have answers. That means there's no right or wrong answer in case study. Now, let me tell you what we did for our case study. ICAN invited us for the trainer case study. Remember ICAEW, Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. They were the one that helped ICAN to design this new syllabus they are using. And so they patterned everything after Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales, right? They patterned everything after them. So they patterned everything after them, right? So they now invited the person that handles case study for them to come and teach us how to teach case study. I was in that meeting. And if I look around, very few tuition centers showed up in 2014. That was a basis in which we developed our case study. And after that time, right, you are hearing people from the testimony I shared. Thank you, Mr. Taiwo. I passed my case study and now I'm qualified, right? Mr. Taiwo has been the one that have been handling case study for us. He's very experienced. And every diet, once the result is released, right, and once the Pathfinder comes out, we pick the Pathfinder and we solve it the way we believe it should be done in the exam. That means we show you a model. If you check the Pathfinder, there's no solution there. What they give you is a summary. But in our own case, we work a model answer for you. If you follow that, you will pass. So that's all I want to say. So I'll be dropping a link here for you to see our product profile, right? I'll be dropping a link here for you to see what I have for you. Yeah, let me, yeah, I'm sending something to you in the chat box. so that the person that doesn't have motivation, go and download that this thing. Make sure when you click on it, download it. It's 47 pages of success testimonial. 47 pages. You see people, their screenshot is there telling you that they pass. Some of them use our video lectures. Some of them just come and use part of our Telegram class and they pass. But there are 47 there. I've shared it with you. Oh, you want? Well, let me see if I can just share my screen so that you can see what I'm referring to there. Right? Share my screen. Okay. Yes, this is it here. You will see 47 pages. We just abbreviated this one, right? All of these are testimonies that are, see this one, I qualify. People are qualifying. This one is in, I just checked my result. I made a 2-paper I wrote, FR and PSF. The video lecture for FR was so useful. And your word of encouragement, it was really impactful. See, we didn't make this thing up. We don't make it up, right? So if you have not passed the exam, follow the method that we have just given. All right. And product profile, I'm going to share the product profile with every one of you also. Let me stop sharing my link. Yeah, stop sharing. Where is this here? Product profile. I want you to go. I'm sharing another link with you that you should take away this webinar. Please click on this link. Just copy them so that by the time we end, you would have gotten them. Go check what we have done there, right? In the product profile. I see what we have done for each papers. That when you get the video lecture, it's about 132 pages, right? Just go through it and see what we have covered. We've done quite no tuition in Nigeria, no tuition center in Nigeria have put in the kind of efforts that we have put in, not just bombarding you with materials, right? Bombarding you with material. We see that once they release the result, everybody is running after one SFM material, another material. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. So I've put that there for us. Make sure you go through the product profile. So I'm still going back to share the screen in case you don't have the number that you are to call. The number is on the screen, why I call it a day, right? So I'm still back to my screen and that's the number there. So make sure you text this number, WhatsApp it and call it. If you call now and nobody pick, it means we have closed for the day. We'll return your call. And you can call between the hours of 8 to 5 working days, right? So I want to thank every one of you. Remember those links there. Click them and download those what I've sent to you there. Download them. You can click on the download button and you will see it, right? Yeah, you'll see it there. So I want to thank every one of you for your patience, your presence, and your question. I want to say I enjoyed having this session with you. So I've just been notified. I think there's another question. So let me check that. Please. Okay, I lost connection. Yeah, I need the product profile. Okay. Just refresh your page and then it will come on board. So let me just reshare it again so that you can get the product profile. I'm sharing 2 links again for those who lost what they have. That one is the testimony, then the product profile. I'm sharing that also with you. So I've shared that with you. Let me look through if there's any other thing. Please, sir, the network is so bad. I apologize. Somebody gave me the village and I want to activate it. All right, contact our support for that. That is Chris. Contact our support and we will get it resolved for you. So I want to super tell you, thank you for coming. So I want to leave this with you that don't give up. You see, there's no success without setback. So if you didn't pass the exam, don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a setback. So it's a stepping stone. I've seen some of our lecturers fail the exam 3, 4, 5 times. And when they now pass that particular paper that they have been failing and failing, they now understood it better, right? And now they are lecturing, right? So it could be the place where you become a specialist later on. So I want to thank you very, very much for being part of this. If you enjoyed today, please put it in the chat box and say yes. Let me see what your comment is. We are finished for the day. Thank you so much, sir. That is Samuel. I shall be true with my foundation after this May diet. Amen. By God's grace. Yes, that is a determination. Set a date you want to finish and then start using the blueprint, everything that we have spoken about. All right. So I want to thank every one of us for coming, and I'm sharing my screen one last time before I leave so that you can see my screen, right? That's a number on the screen. So I want to thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you, and God bless you. So if you still have questions, drop them. We'll pick them up, and then we will answer them. Thank you, and God bless you. And good night, everyone.